What's up, everybody? This is Clayton here. I am back in the lab, and today we want to cover a few things and make sure that the information that I'm passing along to you will help you. And at the same time, there's an old saying, when you help somebody, you help yourself. So, some of you guys who've been at this channel with me, you understand my mindset is that the acoustic kit I treat different than the E kit. And why I say that is because, in my opinion, no matter if you're playing this kit that mimics an acoustic kit, it will never be an acoustic kit. Even if you spend $9,000 trying to get a hybrid setup to make an acoustic kit play like an electronic kit, my opinion is that it's an uphill battle. I think that you should make a choice. Dive into this e-kit, learn its ecosystem, take the knowledge that you have gained over the years playing this acoustic kit and realize that this is an advanced instrument that has its own ebbs, flows, tweaks, troubleshooting. In my research, looking around the internet and things like that, I really don't like the way a lot of kits sound. And what I mean by that is that you probably pick it up too. The sounds almost come like from a speaker front of house back into the microphone versus the polished sample sounds from a post production sample, right? So playing this instrument, you really have to, and in today's drumming and with social media, you really have to become an audio engineer. You know, the days of just having a guy on the side doing your mix, giving you what you want to hear, we pretty much do everything now. So to set all this up, my point is that you have to know how to tune acoustic kit, understand the frequencies, the dampering, and how to remove frequencies that you don't want. And you have to be efficient with it, and you have to know how to make those quick adjustments because sometimes time is of the essence, and you don't have all day to sit there, dabble until you can figure it out. You have to do that on your off time. When somebody reach out to me and say, "Hey, Clay, I need you to check the song out for me. Let me know." I have to uh, know what to do to make it happen. If not, they don't want to wait on me all day, every day for weeks to try to figure out how to get a sound to then sit there, learn the material, and put on the performance hat and make it happen. I have to be able to put on multiple hats and, you know, be in the moment and be able to create and not have to worry about a lot of post production at that time. Even though I control the audio and the post production, I need to be able to switch gears and make things happen in real time, right? So I hope that that helped somebody, and I hope that I didn't like talk in circles or you not understand what I'm saying. So again, my point is this ecosystem, you have to dive into it and put the acoustic kit out of your mindset. But you can reference your playing to make it happen. Because when you hit this drum, you hit rubber. So the feel of hitting this instrument is going to be different. You might get tones and different frequencies from the 12 on that acoustic that you're not going to get on here because everything is already post production. You know, all I have to do is just tweak these lugs just for field purpose. But no matter what I do, turn it on here, it's not going to change the sonic nature. The way I go about it, and to move into how I get my sounds, what type of sound do I want? Do I want a full, open, sustained note to come out of this shell? Or do I want it dampened to the point where, like, I got a wallet, moon gel, or something to create a decay? Now, once I know what I want in this drum, then I need to be able to go over to this module here and be able to dial that in. Now, in order to get maximum sound out of this drum, this is what I do. So if you go hit voice, in order to process the decay or control the resonance, you got to use the decay. So 99 gives you the max sound, and of course, as you get or turn the wheel, then turn the wheel to the left, you're going to decrease how long the length of which that note is going to sustain. Now, there's another thing that you need to do, and that you need to decide on the level at which the drum, the velocity of how hard you hit that drum. You can control that. And the way you control that is under velocity, or VEL. And here you have 99 to 0. But it's the opposite on this module. So 99 is more of a lower control sound. If you spin the wheel down towards 0, you won't have any dynamics. So it's going to give you that note, say for example, if 1 to 10, 10 is the loudest, it's going to give you a 10 if you dial this wheel down to 0 versus 99. 99 is soft, 0 is loud. So you have to decide on how much velocity you want when you strike this drum. Now, for the most part, I'm guilty of it, and I'm pretty sure you're guilty of it. When it comes to the kick drum, a lot of times we don't feather it. We hit it kind of consistent hard, depending on the type of music you're playing. So I might have my kick at 83, not wide open, but just slightly under, right? So that when I hit the drum, it doesn't give me max velocity, right? Because one of the things that I have made clear over numerous videos is that when it comes to me playing this kit, I don't play with any sample sounds like uh, Easy Drummer, Superior Drummer. I take the sounds from the module and create my own libraries. So for me, for example, you notice it says Clay Funk Bird Kit. The one that I normally play with that you guys hear all the time is my Birch. And the XST is adding the cross stick. So I went in and created my custom kit. If you was to think of the chords from the back of the module out to whichever cymbal, drum, or whatever, right? I treat that as a virtual mic cable or XLR. In my view, I'm treating it like somebody mic my drum up. Now I'm using my PreSonus Studio Live 32SC mixer to control or to mix my own mix by sending the sounds from the back of the module out and go to the mixer. This mixer allowed me to add masterings, things like compression, EQ, gate as well. Now, you can virtually control, add compression, and things like that within this mixer by going to the effects. You can add reverb, you can control the EQ, you can add compression, and you got different effects that you can, add other things to, which I leave these on default because again, I'm sending the sounds over to my mixing board and let me show you the mixing board. So again, from back here, it's running over to the mixer here. So on my kick drum, I can put all these different effects, gate, compression, EQ on my mix, right? Even the level, I can control the level too, right? So I'm doing the legwork versus if I was to purchase EZdrummer, it's kind of like the same thing. It's up to what you want to hear. And for me, I like an open sound. So as I mentioned before, now on the kick, I don't really need it to be all like ringy. So settings for my decay is on 52. It goes up to 99, right? I hope you can hear that. Put the mic for a second and just listen to the kick. That's the sound for my kick. Now my toms, which is I got the chase on, so if I kick, if you look, I have my lowest floor tom on 89, and I also have them panned. And I want to make sure that I watch for any kind of floor noise. So I bring down the levels to make sure that the floor noise doesn't mess with my head space. So what I do is if I got a drum that's kind of noisy, I can monitor it and see where it's at, and then I can actually put a gate on it. And what will happen is until I hit that drum hard enough, that gate won't open up. That drum will not sound until I hit it really hard. Now, I have my snare drum set up that way. If you notice, it's really not, it's more dynamics, is feathering the sound. But if I was to hit it hard, it open up. If you notice, I do have a reverb on it. And I like to have my reverb either last 1/4 note or maybe 2/4 note. It just depends on the backbeat or the song. And the way I play my toms, I play what is known as playing wide. So I like the length of the tones of my drum to sustain as much as possible before I get to the next beat, if that makes sense. So, right? So it sounds something like this. And playing like that, it just depends on what I'm going for at the time. If I need to play nice and tight, then, you know, I don't let the drums ring out as much. Or I can go, into the the this cymbal right here. It's on 71 right now. But watch, and when I spin it, let's drop it down to 20 or 19. It choke it out, right? But as I spin it, now, if you notice, as the getting the full length, 99. See how long that travel? But I like it kind of short, so I had it on 71. That's a good length when I play the kit. And you can do that on each one of these drums. So it's your preference on how much to sustain you want on, the floor. I got it on 89. I can make it short, watch. Right? It's choke. Little sound. See how quick it dies? Right? Put it back on 89. Or if I want a total wide open, right? It's a better sample sound is this one right here. 82. Wide open. See how long that note lasts? Or if I take it and go down to 45. See how it decays real quick? So that's how you go about it. You can do the snare the same way. So it's your likings of what you want to do to create this sound. So one of the biggest questions that I always get is, for some reason with this kit, um, the hi-hats are the most challenging ones out of all of the kit. And I always joke and say it's amazing how some people talk about this kit, but then because of the hi-hats doesn't give them out of the box what they want, the first thing they do is bash the whole kit. So I'm like, the whole kit sucked just because the hi-hats ain't where you want them. As people who play professionally and need to change different sonic sounds, they would just get another set of hi-hats. In our situation, you have to get in here and turn the wheel, right? So I'm going to show you guys my hi-hat. This is my hi-hat. So if you notice, this hi-hat, let me do something real quick. This hi-hat, look where I'm playing. You can see my pattern of where I hit the hi-hats, right? Now, there's a reason behind it. There's a pickup here, and there's one back here on and it's capturing the rim. Now, I wanted to get the max sample out of the trigger inside of here. So I'm hitting it right where the trigger is. And then I go into the software and map it out the way I want. One of the things that people talk about is the foot action, right? Now, the foot action, if you go to trigger, you tap and you'll see pedal. You click F1. One of the things that is overlooked is that you are playing on an acoustic hi-hat stand. So you have to adjust the offset to match the open or the up position of your foot. And you just have to dial it until it mimics you opening up your hi-hat, right? The next thing is like the splash. So uh over here, if you want, it's almost like what I mentioned before, the velocity. That's how much splash it's going to give you. Now you can control or dampen how much of that splash you want by editing these two right here. Once you got that done, if you go back, those are my settings. I have 74 on sensitivity. The crosstalk is at 7, the max. Retrigger is on 52. Now, with the retrigger, it takes away a note, so to speak. So I'm halfway on that, and then I'm 17 on the threshold, almost like the threshold is kind of like a gate. It won't open up until you tap it hard enough, right? That's a look at my settings. Again, my voice, I'm at 40. I can go up to 99, and that'll give me the max open, right? So I got it down, dampering pretty good at 40. That way it's not sizzling all day. It dies out, right? That gives you an idea of how to set up your hi-hats. Now, one of the things that I have mentioned before in prior videos is that when it comes to these hi-hats, you got to make sure that this is not tight. What I mean, like you squeeze down on it. No, it just, and it's the same way if you was playing an acoustic cymbal. This felt should just rest on the bell. It's not meant to like, I mean, you want the cymbal to breathe, right? Like if you was really hitting a cymbal, you glide off of it. You don't like. I mean, there's a time where you do hit, but if you stay down on that cymbal, you're gonna end up cracking it. So you should be gliding off that cymbal somehow, not letting it take the full uh, contact, right? But uh, what happens that I notice is that when you over tighten this, you get phantom trigger sounds, and it almost sounds like a double hit, and that eliminated mine by leaving this somewhat loose and not so tight. I'm just going to tap each drum and let you see my settings. You can always go back and rewind and write down or pause, and you can get the sample sounds settings. So right now, just let me give you my birch set. All right, voice again. Now my trigger settings. Now on my high tom, that's coming on my Elisa's, and on the Elisa's, the sensitivity is 16. Thresh is on 9. Crossover is 1. Curve, I don't really have anything, but it's on 1. So that's basically the settings for. I got splashes, sensitivity 9, 9 on the thresh, crossover 9, and 0 on curb. The second one, 6 on the curb, 9 sensitivity, and 12 on the thresh. Now, the reason why that one is high is because it's near my kick drum, and I was getting phantom hits when I hit the toms or whatever, so I turned that one up so that when I hit it, I really hit it. Not like wide open, but enough to almost like an accent to, make it sound. So that's what I'm doing there. So again, I hope this video helped you. And again, it's personal preference, but at least you do have a foundation of how my kids sound, and you can go from there. So in closing, and I'm gonna turn off my lav mic for a second. So again, this is Clay Funk. I appreciate you stopping by. Please do me a favor. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It will help us out tremendously to broaden this channel up, and we appreciate you. And leave a comment if you got any questions, and we'll try to help you as much as we possibly can. And again, thank you guys.